Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Cabin in the Woods. And this movie came out in 2012, and it's written by Joss Whedon, not directed by. He did produce it, and it's directed by Drew Goddard. And apparently, he's only directed like a couple movies, and I haven't seen Bad Times at the El Royale yet. And I believe this was his first feature film, and I looked up on IMDb what else he's done, and he has like 5 directing credits. And I thought this movie was great, and it was so much fun for me. And it's a movie you can easily spoil, so I'm going to give you a mild warning because this is not going to be a movie that you're going to be expecting when you hear just the title and the poster and to hear that it's like kind of supposed to be a horror movie. But when you watch the movie, it's not really that kind of film. It has so much else going on in it, and there's another story to it, and it's also, in many ways, a satire of horror movies, and I thought the movie was absolutely hilarious. It was so much fun for me, and there are so many scenes that I love, and the performances are really good. Chris Hemsworth is hilarious in this film, and the characters are pretty much just walking cliches moving around the screen, and they're literally just what you would expect. And there's so many scenes that are just so goofy and over the top that I just love. And I love how everything was set up, and so many scenes in this movie are so well thought out. And whenever something kind of cheesy or stupid happens, I don't think to myself, that's annoying and did not need to be in the movie, or that could have been cut out. Instead, when I think to myself, that's really funny that happened, and I was having a blast while watching it, and it was incredibly satisfying for me to watch. And the only real complaint I have with this film would be that the CGI doesn't really work for me. Like with the animals and creatures, it doesn't look the very best. And there weren't any characters that I really cared about, but I feel as though this movie had different goals in mind, and you were supposed to relate to the situation that these characters are in and not to the characters themselves. And it's fun, and it knows exactly what it is, and it doesn't really take itself seriously, even though I can see how many people would be put off by this movie. And I do know people who really do not like this movie and find it really stupid and annoying. If the movie's not really trying to be a horror movie where there's a bunch of kids out in a cabin in the woods and they're just trapped in that location, and you just want a horror movie out of it and that alone, then this movie is not going to work for you, because it goes in so many other directions, and it doesn't give you the plot that you would expect out of it. But that's what I love about it, is that it doesn't boil down into something that's incredibly predictable throughout. And it also blends genres together, and some of my favorite movies ever do that. And this is another one of those movies where it just works, it earns its premise, and it's never boring for me. It's incredibly fast paced. There's not a moment where it dragged for me, and the death scenes were lots of fun, and there was plenty of cheesy fun gore in the movie that I also really enjoyed, and the comedy is always funny to me, and it's just a really great movie that I would definitely rewatch multiple times. And out of this Terror Times 10 collection, this movie might be my favorite, but I would have to see it a second time. Well, out of everything that I've liked in it, I've seen 9 out of 10 movies from this collection. The only one I haven't seen is The Descent, which I'll talk about later. And that's about all I have to say about The Cabin in the Woods. It's great, it's hilarious, and in terms of a movie that's trying to scare me, it doesn't really work for me because I always know that it's a comedy. And it doesn't take itself seriously, and the characters are pretty over the top, and just the way this movie presents information is absolutely hilarious. And I love how much this movie just commits in what it's going after, and it sells me exactly what I would want, and I just think it's great. So definitely check this movie out once you get the chance, and with all that being said, I'm going to give The Cabin in the Woods an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Cabin in the Woods, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and you already heard it. It's The Descent, directed by Neil Marshall. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.